Good morning, happy Sunday. So it's Sunday morning here in the Philippines, and today is the day that the Lord has made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it. So Sunday morning, it's the day of the Lord. Every day is Lord's Day, but it's extra special because it's Sunday. We dedicate our day, our time, especially for this special celebration to honor God and to give Him your time, your tithes, your praise, your worship. So I just um I just arrived here at the terminal. So I drove from our barangay in Barangay Paco to Gubat. I couldn't drive to Sorsogon just yet because I had to do some stuff that I have to take care of first. I don't wanna go drive there today. But anyway, I just want to show you how the terminal looks like. So it's very interesting because the name of this terminal is called Pamana. Pamana Terminal. What is Pamana? Pamana in English means inheritance. Inheritance. Isn't it very interesting that you know of all the word that you can choose from, you've chosen the word Pamana. What is it that you think of when you hear the word Pamana? Inheritance. Wow, something to look forward to, something to get your hopes up, right? Let me reflect on that, because for how many years I have been waiting for God's inheritance. God told me that I am God's trustee, that I have a trust, that God has a promise in my life, in our lives, that is irrevocable, that He've given us an irrevocable trust, that it cannot be changed, it cannot be recalled, it cannot be refunded. It is given freely by God, and all you have to do is accept it, take it, and in due time you will get that promised land, the promises that God has entrusted in your life. And it's so funny because when you hear the word trust, there's a lot of things that comes up in my mind. And you're probably gonna laugh at me if I keep talking about trust and inheritance, because all my life I've been thinking of an inheritance. There are people that if you told them you have inheritance, they're thinking about fortune, they're thinking about money, they're thinking about land, they're thinking about legacy. But for me, when I think about inheritance, I'm thinking about God's kingdom. Well, I don't want to go to heaven yet, because I know that God still has a purpose for my life, that I still have a mission that needs to be accomplished, that this is I love heaven, I love to meet Christ, I love to meet God, but not yet, not today. I still have a mission that I have promised God to fulfill. But anyway, so let's talk about this. I don't think I'm gonna be late with the service, because I have to attend the 11 a.m. service, and it's not yet. I think it's still, I don't know, I think it's just 10:15, 10:10, I don't know. Anyway, in other words, I still have a lot of time to talk about Pamana, or inheritance. So on my Instagram, by the way, please follow me on Instagram. I have Instagram, and the name is She Loves Life 007. The name is Your Majesty. I created that page for the purpose of evangelizing, showing them the blessings that God has entrusted in my life from the very beginning. That I've been blessed, I've been through a lot, there's a lot of things that I've gone through, that I've been through, and it is a living testimony of God's faithfulness in my life, that I had to go through that seasons of pruning, season of cutting, to get to the harvest season. So I don't know, I'm embarrassed to talk about the word trust, because it's going to rewind back to year 2018 up to 2021 probably. So I got married in 2018. It was a very interesting marriage life, and there's ups and downs, there's moment of happiness, there's moment of not so good. You know, there's good times and there's bad times. One of which that stands out to me the most is the word trust. You know, there would be times that, you know, when we were having some misunderstanding, miscommunication, you know, the one that I was married to before would always get a text message from his sister. The sister would send him message with capital letter trust, TRUST, trust. And I was, you know, I was being nosy, like in the middle of our arguments. It wasn't that heated arguments that were, you know, killing each other. It wasn't that. It's more of like a cold war slash animosity to each other slash coldness or whatever you call it. Anyway, so going back to what I was talking about, so you know, in the middle of our arguments, the sister would send a text message, capital letter trust, TRUST, you know. And I was like thinking to myself, why would she send a message to my, you know, to my ex-husband, trust? What does she mean by that? You know, is there a trust that needs to be granted when the time is right? That I just have to wait and be patient, that, you know, through trials and tribulations of our marriage, there's going to be something to look forward to, that there's a trust that needs to be granted when, you know, when we're mature enough, when we proven to the world that, you know, we deserve this kind of marriage. I don't know, but I just find it really strange that she would send a message trust with capital letter in the middle of our arguments. Anyway, so long story short, the marriage didn't work out.